Hey there everybody, welcome to 2018. My name is Paul, I'm from Germany and you've already noticed my German accent. Anyway, on this channel I'm focusing on tech reviews as well as filmmaking, so if you are interested in that, consider subscribe. In today's video I'm gonna make a review of the Mavic Pro. It's a Filmmakers review because I'm a professional filmmaker and I own this drone since more than half a year now. I've shot in almost entirely my travel film about the Alps, which is linked down below with it. I've shot some weddings with it, and I want to tell you if the quality, especially the image quality of this drone, is suitable for that kind of work. Let's start with the build quality. I think the build quality of this drone is just very good. It feels very solid, nothing feels cheap. I even crashed this drone into a tree and it fell down and hit the ground, but everything is just fine. So it even can get crashed and is working just perfectly fine. I think the main advantage of this drone is its portability. As you can see here, it's just as big as my hand and it's very fast to unfold it, and basically you're ready to go. And that's also very good if you are filming into a city. For example, for a wedding I'm always filming the city or the church and everything like that to have some good B-roll shots, and you might not even get noticed with the drone, especially if you are in crowded places. You just are ready to go, and the drone is not as loud as, for example, the Phantom 4 Pro. So that's really cool because people are just thinking, oh, that's just a toy drone, and they don't even know what you are actually doing. So that is very fine. It's very fast and you don't get that much in trouble with a bigger drone where everybody's thinking, oh my god, this guy is using a drone and all that stuff. So that's really cool that you are kind of behind or under the radar with this drone. So as I've said, build quality is very good. Portability is just insane. The drone is not weighing that much. So for example, for my travel film, I was hiking through the Alps and about like 2000 meters high in the mountains, and I just put it into my backpack and I was ready to go wherever I was. It was not that pain in the ass for my back to carry this thing all the time, as well as my GH5. Talking about quality and portability, as I've said, is very good with this drone, and I think that's the main feature, and I think that's the main target group. So people that are really want to have a drone to go to anywhere and it's kind of easy to take it with you, that's the perfect drone for you. Talking about image quality, the image quality, as you might know, it can film or record up to in 4K up to 30 frames per second. And overall, the image quality is quite good. I just have the problem that you can see a lot of times in the details, in the trees or buildings and something like that, you see like kind of noise artifacts, which is because of the bit rate. This camera is just recording 4K and up to 70 megabits per second, and for example my G85 is recording in 100 megabits per second. So you can see the details, you can see the difference in the details, and that's very unfortunate. With this camera you always see that kind of noise, and doesn't matter which color profile you're using, D-Log or natural or whatever, you always have this problem, or I always had this problem, and I was also reading that online. If you are using ND filters, which you definitely should, because if you raise the shutter you will always see that kind of micro jitter in the air which the drone produce, or every drone. So make sure that your shutter is around 60 or 50 and you should use some ND filters. But with ND filter I found out that the problem with the noise and the shadows, even with correct exposure and all that stuff, it became even worse. So that's also very unfortunate. And I would say this drone is just perfect. So the image quality for private use or for YouTube, for travel videos and all this stuff. But if you are really considering to use this drone for client work, for weddings, it's not good enough, especially for me. I rather prefer the image quality of the Phantom 4 Pro, which is much better in details, and also we don't have to talk in low light because the sensor is just so small that it's not really usable in low light. So that's my personal opinion. And the biggest issue that I have always with this drone, that it was not working properly. All the time I have struggles that the drone didn't want to take off. So everything was set up, I was connected, and really everything was ready to go. Also with software updates, everything was just fine, but sometimes it didn't take off. I don't know why. I've read online that multiple users have this problem, and also had sometimes the problem that the drone or the controller it was not able to connecting with my phone. So if you're an Android user like me, you might have also these problems with iOS, because my girlfriend is using an iPhone. With iOS I never had these problems, but if you just want to rely on Android, it's not that working quite well with DJI products. So that's kind of very unfortunate. But overall, this drone has some really cool features, as well as the other DJI drones. So you can track an object. I was filming my car every time with that. You can fly around an object and the drone is just doing it by its own. So that's very, very good. The DJI has implemented all these features, and I found this really good. But overall, as I already said, I hope that the successor of this drone doesn't have these issues anymore, and will also have some improved image quality, which I'm not sure about, because they also have the better drones like Phantom 4 Pro and all that stuff. So maybe we have to stick around with this kind of image quality, which is, in my opinion, as I've already said, for professional use not suitable. But anyway, this drone is overall very good, easy to carry around, but for professional use I would always go for my Phantom 4 Pro. That was the review of my Mavic Pro. So if you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button and consider subscribe. Every product that I use are just linked down below, so you can support the channel by clicking on that. So see you guys in my very next video. Cheers!